Hey guys, what's up? My name is Natisha. Welcome to my channel, and today we're going to be shopping through my stash for a fall blush lineup. Basically, I went through my blush drawer. I picked out fall blushes that I feel like I'm going to gravitate more towards during this season, and I'm going to share with you guys my picks. So, shopping my stash for a fall blush pick. I went already through my drawer. I have this container full of blushes that I'm going to gravitate towards, and let's just go through this show and tell. First one that is on the list is, this is my Mary Kay Compact, and in here I have two blushes. One I don't remember the shade of, and I have them secure in here and I don't want to remove it. So I know this one is Winterberry, and I think this is Rouge something. But that is this, and I will mention you will see a trend in regards to color scheme for the fall, and you may see, or I'm going to show some items that were limited edition holiday items that are no longer available, and I apologize, but again, I'm shopping through my stash to pick a lineup, so it may be some of that, and I apologize in advance. I apologize. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, back to the program. Next one is from one of Tarte's holiday collection, and this is the Pinup Girl palette, blush palette. And this is like, at one point I was totally obsessed with all Tarte's blushes because most of them were matte and they have good ingredients. They help absorb your oil and yada yada yada. And I was intrigued with the colors and the palettes and all that jazz. So I do have a lot of Tarte in this lineup. So I apologize. But this is the Pinup Girl palette, and the colors specifically that I'm going to be gravitating towards is this one, which is Irreplaceable, and this one, which is Breathless. So these two. This one is more like a winter shade. This one is summer, spring-ish. So, still use this palette. It's got a lot of product in it, so if I didn't like it, I wouldn't be using it. Like one of Tarte's palettes, I don't really care too much for it, so I don't really use it. So yeah, no. Let's stick with Tarte, and this is the Blush Bazaar palette, which again was another one of their holiday palettes. And you get two sides, which one side's more warm and lighter shades, and the other one is more cool and deeper shades. And although I'm not ready for my cool colors, but this is the side that I am going to reach for during this season. Next we have Miss Juvia's Place, and this is volume 1. I picked volume 2 last fall, so I didn't want to have a whole lot of repeat situations for this lineup. But this is what this palette is looking like. It's so pretty. I think it's just like aesthetically pleasing. But the blush that I am going to be gravitating towards is this one for sure, and this one's called Neo, which is the deeper shade, and this one right here, Lightly, with a light hand, and this one's called Zing. And then these two highlighter shades or shimmery shades or metallic shades, they're mainly like a topper, or I kind of like to use them in the summer as, like, you know, you put your bronzer on and then you put that on top of it, but that's that. And this I probably won't be using this season. And then this is very deep, and I'm cooler in the fall and winter, so I probably won't be using this either unless I use it for eyeshadow. So Miss Juvia's Place. Going back to Tarte, I have some single blushes, and all of these are not available anymore. I apologize again. This is called Pampered, and this was in a QVC set that I bought a long time ago. And these blushes are deeply packed, and so I should have, before I got heavily obsessed with them, Should have realized that because it's going to take me forever to get through my entire blushes because they're deeply backed. I've only paid one blush and it was like a mini. But that is Pampered, and this is actually one of my favorite blushes altogether. And in that same set from QVC, yeah, QVC, this one's called Savored. This came with it too. I didn't really care so much for this initially, but now I've been kind of like whipping it out and using it a little bit more because I've been slowly liking blushes that have a sheen light to it or a shimmer to it. First, I just wanted like purely matte. And this one is called Flush, in which they have the shade Flush now, but it's with a different tone of blush. It's more like a cool tone, light shade. This one used with a light hand, like a very, very light hand. Use this one with a very, very, very light hand, and it's just a good, like, that flush of color. And I have another Tarte palette. This is the Bling It On palette. And in this palette, 3 shades. It looks more pinky tone, but yeah. This one and this one is called Fetching. This shade right here. This one right here, which is called Prem. And this shade right here, which is called Smashing. So there. And do I have any more Tarte while we all up in Tarte's business? That's it for Tarte. So now we're gonna dip into Cover FX. Cover FX. They're blush and highlighting duos. So this one is in Warm Honey, and this one was a slight mention last year, but it was rather new. But that is what this palette is looking like. And this, all the Cover FX, I'm going to say use with a light hand because they pack a punch. And this one is Spice Cinnamon. And we got Mauve. This is going to give you that little bit of pink, a little bit of purple. And I have this Lip Bar Quad, and this is their face palette, and this is in Boss Moves, and the blush is called Grinding, and that's what it looks like. And she is okay. So the blush is called Grinding, and it's just like a natural tone blush that gives you a little flush color, but not too much in your face. It's really nice, and I like it. I like it a lot. And then I have two more shades of Mary Kay blushes. It's in my little big palette, Mary Kay palette. And this one is called Desert Rose. More of that cool tone kind of color, cool tone purplish. And then this one is Rogue Rose. I do like to keep a little bit of pink. I like a pink blush. Not too like neon or too bright, just flush of color. Then I have my NARS Unfiltered palette. This is one. All 3 highlights are good for the fall, and actually all 3 shades are good for the fall. But I tend to keep Exhibit A as kind of like my summer shade. And in the fall and winter, I use these 2. This one is Out There, and this one's called Cheek. And I don't believe neither one of these 2 shades are in the regular line. I know Exhibit A is. But I've had this for a long time, so really it's in the lineup. I need to use like a different blush per day for the most part. Then I have 2 Mented blushes. One is called Clay Too Much, which I love this blush. And I feel like you can use this blush without a bronzer, and it can be like a in between, a hybrid between a bronzer and a blush, and give you that flush of color in your cheeks that's not too much for the fall and winter. So this is really, really cute. I like this, and this was out of stock for the longest. So when it came back in stock, and I was like, yep, girls gonna get it. Yep. Then this is Buried Away, which is a gorgeous color. Yes, it's pigmented, hence the word minted. Use lightly if you're a lighter skin tone, and have fun with it if you're deeper skin. But this is such a pretty color. Then I have Miss Natasha Denona Bloom palette. And when I use this palette, I use all 4 shades because I feel like this cream blush is very pigmented in your face, so the other colors kind of dull it down extremely. So I mean, if you're that type of person who has a little bit of deeper skin and you just want that berry by its long, you got it. And then you can add a little highlights and go about your day. But this blush that comes with it, the powder blush, dulls down the intensity of this burgundy. But this is such a cute palette and definitely a must for the fall. So now I have 2 more palettes, or 2 more items that are in my lineup for the fall, and they're both Hourglass. One is this, it's part of the Ghost collection, holiday collection from last year, which, might I add, I just checked either yesterday or today, I can't even remember, but it's available to get, and I like mine. I'm gonna be honest, I like it. And this is what it is. I like all shades in here. The only shade that I consider as a highlight for myself is this one right here, which is the Strobe Blush in Brilliant Nude. But the rest of them are in my fall lineup. I like this palette. These shades are shades that definitely are buildable. Like, they won't necessarily give you intense pigmentation off bat, except for this pink one kind of does, but she in the lineup. And then I have the new blush. It is called At Night, which is a brick red with a radiant powder to it. Girl, add her to your lineup. Mine has a lot of the radiant powder in the middle, so the intensity of this blush is not as intense as I'm sure it can be, because even with that, it's still like I still have to go in with a light hand. So anyway, guys, gals, loved ones, that is my blush lineup for fall. I plan to do my eyeshadow lineup and then maybe my lips. I'm not sure, maybe not. But do you tend to grab towards specific blush shades per season? Like, do you wear shades for the fall, winter, spring, summer, or are you content with having like just that one blush, 2 blushes that you wear like year round, seasonally? Does depend, but what's your preference? So I plan on doing this again in the winter because I have different shades for the winter. Not much, but yes, I do. Anyways, thank you for watching my video. Stay for a while, show your girl some love, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!